the rules of the game. So in the rules of the game, basically understand that कि this is altogether a different game. अभी तक आपने जितने competition को qualify किया है, face किया है, this is altogether a different kind of competition that you will be working. So it's means IIT or whatever it is, it's almost one day examination. Okay, एक exam दिया and you're done for it. You might be preparing for it for 1 year, maybe 2 years, whatever it is, but it's just a one day exam. But this is altogether a different game with a different set of rules. और अगर आप board mentality या IIT वाली mentality को लेके यहाँ पे चलोगे, so definitely you are not going to qualify this exam because you are playing this game with a different set of rules which are not applicable over here. So play the game with the same rules that are applicable, and वो board mentality is wrong. And what is that board mentality? So that brings me to the first rule, the two traps जिससे आपको बचना है. The first trap is the trap of perfection, and the second trap is the trap of completion. Remember this, I will remind you multiple times, but do remember, don't fall into these two traps. The trap of perfection and the trap of completion. बोर्ड में ऐसा चलता था कि 99% मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, 98% मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, but here it is not like that. If you see the topper's score in mains, he scored hardly 50% marks, and yet he is rank 1. So if you aim for that 99% wali perfection, you will end up as a teacher, मेरे जैसे. Okay, so that perfection is the biggest threat for your competition. And second is completion. See, after 1 year of your preparation, you will be in the same stage as you will be after 5 years of preparation. The syllabus will never complete. And if you think that you will be ever able to complete the syllabus, you will be in a situation that someday you will have everything completed and you will be ensuring that कि बस अब मैं तैयार हूँ, तो वो दिन कभी नहीं आएगा. But we end up in that trap, and that's why we never feel confident for the exam. We feel that कि एक बार perfect हो जाएगी knowledge या complete हो जाएगा तो हम करेंगे, पर वो दिन कभी आएगा नहीं. And that actually makes you fall into that loop of that examination. And the worst part of UPSC is that after every cycle of the exam, you feel that कि next time I will prepare better and will definitely qualify. आपको कभी ये defeat वाली feel आती नहीं, क्योंकि आपको लगता है कि ये थोड़ा सा पार्ट बचा है, इस बार वो कर लेंगे, अगली बार हो जाएगा. But the next year when you appear for the exam, you will realize that अभी भी कुछ छूटा हुआ है. So as soon as, so it's a mirage. As soon as you reach closer to the goalpost shifts back. और फिर लगता है यही थोड़ा सा बचा. And you always fall into that trap. You start moving towards the goalpost, always in the illusion that you will touch that goalpost today or next attempt or the next attempt. But every time the goalpost is shifting. And that is the biggest trap, and that's why you should never go for that trap of perfection or completion. Syllabus कभी complete नहीं होगा, knowledge कभी perfect नहीं होगी. But will you be what you should then aim for? Say ready mindedness, हाजिर जवाबी जिसको कहते हैं. ओके, वैसा होना चाहिए. एक बार कोई टॉपिक पढ़ा है, कुछ ना कुछ तो लिख ही देंगे. दैट इज व्हाट वी हैड इन कॉलेज. एक रात पहले पढ़ के जाते थे, राइट. बट स्टिल क्वेश्चन अगर दूर दूर से भी उससे कुछ रिलेटेड है, तो 2-3 पेज तो भर ही देंगे, राइट. एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज एक्चुअली रिक्वायर्ड. यू शुड हैव दिस काइंड ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस. हाजिर जवाब, एक बार पढ़ा है, इतना इंटेलिजेंस तो है कि कुछ ना कुछ तो लिख ही देंगे. And till the time you develop that kind of confidence, understand that you are not going to qualify the exam, because you are falling into that kind of trap कि syllabus complete नहीं है, perfect knowledge नहीं है, model answer जैसे answers लिखे नहीं जाते. And we keep on postponing our day to day activities, thinking that एक बार perfect knowledge आ जाएगी तब answer लिखना शुरू करेंगे. एक बार perfect knowledge आ जाएगी then only I will be attempting the test. No, start it from day one. Don't postpone it, because the knowledge will never become perfect even if you spend 5-6 years. The syllabus is so vast that it will never happen. And if you reach or say keep on accumulating new knowledge, the previous one will get automatically deleted because there is a limited storage in your mind. You cannot act like a supercomputer and remember everything or each and everything that you have read. It is not going to happen. So the first attempt will be the best attempt, provided you work consistently. Okay, so this is the biggest trap, just avoid this. Second rule of the game, the syllabus is your constitution. Constitution, you can understand the law of land. So syllabus is the constitution. Anything beyond the syllabus, even if it is giving you some kind of enlightenment कि यार मेरे को बहुत intelligent feel हो रहा है ये पढ़ने के बाद, is of no use. You are not here to become a scholar. You are not here to become an anthropologist. You are here to read anthropology just to qualify the exam. If you have that kind of passion कि मेरे को anthropologist बनना है, तो you are at a wrong place. Go join some university, do some kind of research, read articles, journals and all such kind of thing. That is going to help you there. But being, or say somebody being an aspirant, you are only here to gather that much of knowledge that can help you secure a decent amount of marks in your paper so that you can qualify the exam. That's it. That's the only job, and that is with respect to every subject. अगर आप पॉलिटी पढ़ने बैठे हो तो अब आप उसके पॉलिटी के सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजमेंट्स पढ़ने बैठ गए कि बोल के कि मेरे को एकदम डिटेल नॉलेज चाहिए, then you are doing injustice to your preparation. If you are doing injustice to your time, your phase of life, you are at a wrong place. So not, so syllabus के हिसाब से पढ़ना है everything. See, so you should have the syllabus printed, you should tape it on the wall, and anything that you are reading in the class, be it anthropology, be it GS, wherever, you should always try to locate it in the syllabus. Where does it belong? Plus, it will also help you map the entire content. Moreover, whenever in the exam, if you are able to locate any question that which part of the syllabus does it refers to, अगर आप उतना कर पा रहे हो and you have read the entire syllabus of that particular subject, 60 to 70% of the task of answering that question is done. Because even if you don't know the exact answer, you can write something here and there and that might fetch you some decent amount of marks. सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम तो ये हो जाती है क्वेश्चन पढ़ने के बाद आपको यही नहीं समझ में आ रहा कि पूछा कहाँ से गया, which part of the topic is it referring to, and in such cases you are not even able to make a random guess also. That's why you should be in coherence, or anything that you read in the class, you should always be in coherence with the syllabus. You should always map it with respect to the syllabus. And whenever you say that ki my paper is complete or my that subject is complete, it is only when every points in that syllabus is ticked कि ये मेरा हो गया. And you should be aware कि this part of the syllabus I know very well, this part of the syllabus I don't know. Okay, so always map your preparation with the syllabus. Third one, PYQs. Is the guiding light. How much to read, to what depth you have to read, कितने extent तक कितना knowledge की जरूरत है, ये सब आपको पता चलेगा through PYQs. Without PYQs, your preparation is incomplete, because you might feel that I am reading on like अच्छा पढ़ते जा रहा हूँ, सब कुछ करते जा रहा हूँ, but you are not seeing what UPSC is asking. And once the class is over and when you see the UPSC's questions, you feel that कि जो पढ़ा है और जो पूछा है, there is a lot difference or big difference between them. I'm not able to comprehend based on whatever I have read कि ये पूछा क्या गया है, लिखना कैसे. Because ultimately, when you, how does UPSC evaluates you? Does UPSC sees your degrees? Does UPSC sees your efforts? आपने कितनी किताबें पढ़ी हैं, कितने साल तैयारी की है, कहाँ कहाँ कोचिंग की है? Nothing. What goes to UPSC is the 2 pages that you have written, and उसी में सब कुछ है. And if you have articulated well, you definitely are qualified. And if you have not articulated well, no matter whatever effort you have put in, that's of no use. And how do you know that you can write well, you have that capacity? It's only through PYQs. If you're not able to solve the PYQs based on whatever you are reading in the class, that means the class is not going in the right direction. But if you are able to solve the PYQs based on whatever is being dealt in the class, that means you will gain the confidence. You will have that confidence कि देखो जो पूछा गया है, I am easily able to comprehend, I am easily able to write about it. Plus, the benefit of PYQs is that in case of humanities and in case of GS also, that 60 to 70% of the questions they are repeated, and that will save your time, that will save your effort. Even in GS also, the 60 to 70% papers are repeated, questions are repeated. If you solve last 10 years of PYQ of GS mains also, आप जैसे ethics आप लोग पढ़ते हैं, so every year there are 5 to 6 case studies that are coming up, and if you solve last 10 years of case studies, that is 60 case studies. There cannot be any other ethical dilemma that can be asked beyond that case studies. Almost every possible ethical dilemma that can happen in somebody's life have already been asked. The stories might change, the characters might change, but the essence of that story or ethical dilemmas that will remain the same. And आपने अगर वो 60 case studies कर रखी हैं पहले से, you already have that structure. You can easily comprehend reading half of the case study. आप समझ जाओगे कि ये उस story से relate कर रहा है. I have the structure, I can write it now. So PYQs will always be the guiding light. Okay. So whatever you are reading in anthropology, in GS, just ensure that once you are done with the class, write PYQs. And remember one more thing, an extension of this. Answer writing is the real preparation of the exam. I always use this analogy. Suppose if you are supposed to participate in a sprint competition, आपको तेज दौड़ना है. So what are you going to practice? Just lifting the dumbbells in the gym can make you run faster? No. So in practice also you have to run regularly, daily, so that you can run faster. But here you need to understand that what we do right now here, we are supposed to write in the mains, but what we do instead here is read more. We read 80 to 90% of the time and spend only 5 to 10% of the time for writing, and that's a big mismatch. अगर आपको मेंस में लिखना है तो प्रैक्टिस में उतना लिखना पड़ेगा. You have to write daily. If you don't write it daily, in that case you are giving a lot of input to your mind, but when the time comes, the brain will not give you the output. I will tell you a very interesting story for that, or say hypothetical case study hai. Suppose uh, I and you decided to read a book. That book has 10 chapters, and we decided to finish the book from cover to cover. Now you read the book at a stretch. Reading that book was very interesting and you read it at a stretch. But what I did was I read every chapter, and after every chapter I used to call my brother or my friend and summarize that chapter. भाई देख ये चैप्टर में ऐसा ऐसा बताया है और बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. After 3 to 4 months of reading that book, you might not remember anything about that book, or you might remember just the essence of it. I might remember summary of each of the chapter. Reason, I will not be remembering what I have read, but I will be remembering what I talked to my brother or my friend. वो conversation याद रहे, isn't it? वो बातें याद रह जाएंगी और उस तरीके से वो book भी याद रहेगी. So what is the difference here? You just gave input to your mind. You just read the book. What I did was I gave input to my mind by reading the book. I processed that information and I created an output for it also by talking to my brother or my friend, giving the summary of every chapter. And I remember that structure, that knowledge that was unorganized just by giving the input became more structured by creating the output. So आप जब सिर्फ read करते हो तो you are just putting in the unstructured information in your mind. That's not structured, and when the time will come to recall it, you will not be able to recall it because वो knowledge structured नहीं है, बहुत haphazard तरीके से. But if you have read something and you have articulated it in some way or the other, maybe by writing answers, maybe by talking about it to somebody, after a certain point of time what you have done is you have structured that knowledge, and when the time comes you will easily be able to recall it. Okay, so just putting or just having the input without processing an output will be of no use, and that's why you should not wait कि जब perfect knowledge आएगी तभी लिखेंगे. Start writing from day one, and if you keep on postponing, आप समझो कि इस बार नहीं तो अगले साल, उसके अगले साल आपको ये लिखना तो पड़ेगा. So there is a very famous thing that I say कि बिना मरे स्वर्ग नहीं मिलेगा. So you have to go through that process in order to reach that goal. You have to ensure that you have to write at least 300 to 400 answers minimum in order to score a very good say or rank, or say score decently in any of the subject. And if you have done this, and it seemed like 300-400 answers, but it's very simple. If you write 2 answers daily, in 1 year you will be able to write 730 answers. That means almost 5 years paper of all of the subjects are completed. That comes out to be 680 answers in total. अगर 5 साल के सारे papers आप GS plus optional करते हो तो that's 680 in total. And you have to just write 2 answers a day in every day of the year. And if you do so, trust me, nobody can stop you from qualifying mains in the very first attempt. So remember, any kind of preparation for mains without answer writing is of no use, because you are simply doing one part of the job, putting input in your mind, but when the time will come you will never be able to articulate it, you will never be able to recall it, वो याद ही नहीं आएगा. And आपके साथ जो GS की classes कर रहे होगे आपके साथ ऐसा हो रहा होगा. And this is because you think that joining a test series will give you that ability to write the answer. But no, एक टेस्ट सीरीज में कितने टेस्ट होंगे? Hardly 10 papers, 20 papers. That means in the entire year you will be going through that writing exercise just 20 times. What I am asking you to do is do it 365 times every day, 2 answers, and that should become more like a ritual. You can skip revising any notes, you can skip reading the current affairs, but make it a ritual that 2 answers a day I will be writing, no matter what. भले देख के लिखे पर लिखेंगे. Okay, so remember, this is the most important part for qualifying the mains, answer writing. Okay, and the last rule is consistency. So it's a long journey. I told you that it's a test match, it's not a 2020. And in that test match, the one who is most energetic does not makes it to the last. The one who is consistent makes it to the last. तो थोड़ा सा रेगुलर रहना है. ओके, एंड इट्स लाइक कि डोंट एक्सपेक्ट योर जर्नी टू बी लाइक दिस. द जर्नी विल बी समथिंग लाइक दिस. इट विल बी मूविंग अपवर्ड but not in a straight line. It will be ups and down. Every day will not be the same. You will not be highly optimistic, highly energetic every day. The same momentum will not be there. Some days will be very good, some days would be average, and some days would be very dull कि कुछ नहीं हुआ. But that doesn't mean that one dull day should spoil your next day. Every day there should be some kind of effort that you should be doing. It might happen that there are some personal reasons, maybe दोस्त से लड़ाई हो गई, तबीयत नहीं ठीक है, घर पे कोई प्रॉब्लम है, any reason, but that should not spoil your entire week. Normally what we do is we plan for the week, and when we plan for the week, so suppose if the first 2 days don't go the way that we planned, we decide that okay next week से ऐसा करेंगे. So in that dull phase of 2 days we sacrifice the next 5 days बोल के अगले हफ्ते से करेंगे. क्यों भाई, इन 5 दिन की क्या गलती, अब वो 5 दिन करो. Why to waste that 5 days and start thinking from the next week or from the next month? So remember this, not all the days will be exactly the same. And plus, when you make the targets or schedules, just remember this point, that you are going to make these targets and schedules or revise this target and schedule every week. I plan for this week and I hardly will be able to achieve 60 to 70% every week. But that doesn't mean, that should not demoralize me, that should not basically make me feel underconfident कि हर हफ्ते होगा. But you should keep on going. The graph should effectively move up, but not necessarily in the right say straight line, something like this. And remember this कि हर दिन एक जैसा नहीं होगा, but I need to ensure that कि जितना maximum utilize करें कर सके करते हैं. Okay, so these are some of the things that you need to be aware of. And अच्छा एक last I just forgot to mention that is, you require only 3 sources, not 30. Only 3 sources for anthropology. specifically the first one that you will be requiring is whatever I'll be discussing in the class. Second, internet or AI. And the third one is the PYQs. So class notes have to be synced. So whatever I am teaching in the class, you have to ensure that you have to cross check whether is it enough for solving the PYQs that have been asked from that chapter. So if the answer is yes, in that case the content part you are done, wherein you will be using internet or AI basically to see how to structure that content. So you have the raw information, now you have to shape that raw information into a well defined answer. Sometimes we will be able to do it by ourselves, sometimes we don't find how to use that information and shape the answer. Use AI for that. It can give you the structure, it can give you a backbone, it can give you a starting point ki kaise likhna hai. Okay, so these are the three sources, and somewhere where you find that ki the class notes or the content is not enough for PYQs, then use AI for it. Some additional knowledge आपको लग रहा है कि यहाँ से मिल जाएगी, use internet or AI for it, and that's how you are done with it. And see, any other source in the market, any books and all, you can read it for yourself, but understand that ki I have been teaching for last 10 years and I have read almost everything that is there in the market and I have incorporated it into my notes itself. So you don't have to read anything else. अगर आपको वो चीज़ सिर्फ अपनी रीडिंग के लिए पढ़नी है, एम्बर एंड एम्बर या बहुत सारी और किताबें हैं, हैवी लैंड एंड ऑल, you can do it by yourself, but in terms of content you will find nothing new in it. 99% of that is already there in the class itself. So how to check the validity of it? Solve PYQs. And अगर PYQ solve हो रहे तो that means the teacher is ensuring that the syllabus is covered properly, because you are able to solve all the questions that are coming from that particular chapter. And if not, use some internet to gap or say fill the gap of that content जो भी है. So this is the rules of the game that you need to follow.